Good evening, everybody. My name is Dr. Borchardt, and I am the primary faculty advisor for the Alpha Delta Nu Gamma Phi Chapter Honor Society here at Del Mar College for our nursing program. And I want to extend a welcome for everybody here this evening. I will be your host, and I will be having the rest of our speakers come up in a few moments, and we're very appreciative that you were all able to come and share this evening with us. Thank you very much. Dr. Earwood.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Dr. Borchardt, thank you so much. I'd like to take a moment to just recognize some of our visitors that are here with us this evening. And so Dr. Jonda Halcomb, our Vice President and Chief Academic Officer. Dean of Business, Entrepreneurship, and Health Sciences, Dr. Jennifer Schromick. Our department chairperson, Dr. Jennifer McGuire. And additional faculty that are here this evening, if you'll stand. We are very delighted to have you join us to celebrate the significant milestone in the lives of our nursing students as they are admitted to the Alpha Delta Nu Honor Society. This recognition is a testament to their dedication, hard work, and commitment to excellence in nursing. Being inducted into the Alpha Delta Nu is not just an honor, it's a reflection on the academic achievement and leadership and professional integrity that these students have demonstrated throughout their nursing education. They have excelled in their studies, contributed to the community, and shown an unwavering commitment to the nursing profession. As faculty, we are incredibly proud of each of you and your accomplishments. We've watched you grow, face challenges, and emerge as leaders that are ready to make a difference in healthcare. Your induction this evening into this prestigious honor society is well-deserved acknowledgement of your perseverance and excellence. Thank you for being here to support and celebrate our students. Your encouragement and belief in their potential have been instrumental in their success. Today we honor not only our students, but also you, their family and friends who have stood by them every step of the way. Congratulations to all of our inductees from myself and all of the D&E faculty. We look forward to witnessing your continued success and positive impact on the world we know you will make. Welcome, everybody.
I'd like to go ahead and share a little bit of information and background on the Alpha Delta Nu Honor Society. The history of Alpha Delta Nu began with the national organization, the Organization of Associate Degree Nursing. Their desire to highlight and honor student scholarship and academic excellence in the nursing profession. The mission for Alpha Delta Nu Nursing Honor Society is to recognize academic excellence of students in the study of associate degree nursing. The society encourages the pursuit of advanced degrees in the profession of nursing, as well as continuing education as a lifelong professional responsibility. Currently, there are 16 community colleges in Texas with honor societies. Our first induction ceremony occurred in 2015 with 6 inductees, and our number of inductees grows every semester. Del Mar College is proud that our graduates remain local and have become leaders in our community in local hospitals and healthcare organizations. The Gamma Phi chapter is proud to recognize the hard work our students bring to our community, demonstrating their leadership and zeal to continue to obtain higher education goals and provide high-quality health care to the community that they will serve. The Alpha Delta Nu Gamma Phi chapter advisors wish to thank you and your families for your continued support in helping these students reach their goals. I'd like to have everybody give a round of applause to all of our families and members to support. Next, I would like to invite our faculty speaker, Mr. Winters, to come and say a few words. Thank you.
First of all, I have to let you know that I was allotted 40 minutes for this, and so make sure you get comfortable in your seats and everything. And if you fall asleep, that's okay. Somebody will pick you up and put you back in your seat, okay? To be truthful, at 75 years old, I can't keep a train of thought for 40 minutes, so you're safe with me. This will be a relatively short presentation. And I want you to know what an honor it is to be here this evening and to be able to speak in behalf of the students. It's humbling to be with this group of students that are with us tonight. They've gone beyond. They are special students, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. I also need to prepare you for this, that I've never been a guest speaker before for something like this. And so I kind of had to research and think about, well, what am I going to say to these students tonight and to the audience? And I thought, well, I'll start out with a poem. And then I thought, well, I don't like that poem. So then I thought I'll tell a story. And then I thought, well, I've already told those stories, so they know those stories. So then I thought, well, I'll talk about something profound. And then I thought, I don't know anything profound to talk about. So I thought, what am I going to talk about? So what I did come up with is I want to talk about the students themselves. I want to let you know what the journey has been like for them, why they are here tonight, and who they are, and who we are rubbing shoulders with tonight. They are special people, like I said, and I want you to understand the magnificence of these students, okay? I want to go back to level 1, when they started in level 1. Not all of them, but a majority of them I birthed in level 1. And let me just tell you, it was a rough labor. That first day was rough, but we made it through. We not only had just this 11, but we had about 60 more students that we gave birth to that day. And we knew that they were special when they came to us. They came to us with a desire to learn, and we could see that. But this 11 that we have here, and like I said, not all 11 came to us in level 1. They came to us a little bit later. Some of the others came to us a little bit later. But they all came to us with this desire to learn. And we took off with that, and we tried to develop them the best that we could. But we didn't have to try too hard, because this 11, they've been specially preset to do what they've learned to do so far. It's very important that you know that they're here for scholastic achievement. It's not just scholastic achievement, it's success. When we're talking about scholastic achievement, we're talking about scholastic achievement not only in didactics and studies, but also in the clinical arena as well. They have been able to excel in both of those. And not everybody can do both. Some people are oftentimes very strong in clinical, but they cannot do didactic. And then others are very strong in didactic, and then they don't do as well in clinical. But the 11 that you see in front of us tonight, they have knocked it out of the ballpark in both fields. And so that makes them, once again, very special. They came to us with an attitude. It's a good attitude. They came to us with the attitude that they wanted to master. They didn't just want to pass the course, they wanted to master. And in so many of our students, they come to us wanting to just pass the course. And I'll have to tell you, there's been a few times when that's all I wanted to do was just pass the course. I didn't want to try to master it, I was just trying to pass the course. But their goals are much loftier than mine. They wanted to master this program, and they have done that. And that's why they are here tonight, is because they have mastered it. We started out with hand hygiene, and within a couple of months, we were already into complex medical nursing cases. And they did quite well. Everything that we threw at them, they took it and went beyond. They are superstars. This is not their first rodeo. This is not the first time that they've excelled. You can tell by the quality that they provided us. You can tell that this is not the first time they've been down this path. Everything that they do, they want to be successful at. They're going to be successful at. They will not accept anything but success. And that's the level of students that we're looking at this evening. So I hope you can appreciate what we are looking at. I said that they're special. That's the fourth time I've said it. Now I'm going to use another word. I want you to know that they are gifted. They are gifted to do something that not everybody is gifted to do. I talked about they're gifted, they're special, that they know how to learn, they know how to study. But they go beyond that. They've already conquered that. They're way beyond that. When they come to class, they have already read the chapters. They have outlined the chapters. They have highlighted the chapters. They have written little comments on the sides of the paragraphs. And when they come to class, they ask questions. They ask the faculty questions. They ask us, why is this here? What is this about? What does this mean? And I must tell you, as faculty, it's sometimes quite challenging. They force us to grow. They force the faculty to grow because they are challenging, and that's a good thing. They have learned to not accept the word no. If they're given the word no, then they want an explanation why the word is no. When we give a test question, when we write new test questions, let me just tell you, we put it into what we call an exam soft. It's a software, and it tells you exactly how good that question is. It tells you how accurate it is. It tells you how many missed the question. It tells you how many got the question right. It tells you whether it's a good question, whether it's a strong question. It gives you all kinds of statistics. But you know what? When I look at a question, I look to see, did these 11 get the question right? Because if these 11 did not get that question right, it tells me that there was something wrong with that test question. Because I can tell you, this 11 right here came to the exam prepared. They have read, they understood what they were supposed to know, and if they did not get the test question right, then it tells me that there's something wrong with the test question. So I use them as quality control. They're a good quality control. Because if they don't get the question right, there is no chance that the rest of the group is going to get the test question correctly. So let me tell you why they're gifted now. They have the ability to comprehend. They take that comprehension and then they are able to synthesize. They are able to take it and put it all together. And what do I mean? Well, this is a process that we use in nursing. We all use it, but it's a process that we use in nursing that we explain to the students. They're able to gather information. They have the ability, the innate ability to gather information. They have the ability to analyze that information. They look at that information and they analyze it. They interpret that information. And then they decide, do I need more information before I make a decision on this? Once they are satisfied with their information and they have everything they need, They identify a problem, and then they develop a plan. That plan is going to tell them what they are going to do to take care of that patient to resolve that problem. That plan, the action that they're going to take is what we call interventions. They're going to do interventions that's going to resolve that problem. And a good example in the lay world would be if you have a busted pipe at your house, you're going to go out and you're going to turn the water off so that the house doesn't continue to flood. They look at it at that level, but they look at it at a nursing level. They go back and figure out how to resolve that problem. And then once they have resolved that problem, or they think they've resolved that problem, they're going to go back and evaluate that problem and see if it really is resolved. Okay? It's a lengthy process, but it comes natural for them. They're able to do that. It's a unique ability. We all do it, but we don't do it to the extent that they are able to do it. Once again, like I say, they are gifted, and it's not a gift that we all have. It's not a gift that we can think on our feet and do some of the things that they are able to do. Their mind is preset to function this way. They are able to critically think. They're able to make judgments. Does any of that sound familiar to y'all? Good. Please say yes. Don't get me wrong, all of our nursing students in our programs are able to do all of the information that I've just shared with you. But like I said, they are gifted and they have this special ability to really do it and succeed and be very successful at doing it. They set the bar for the rest of us. They set the bar. Like I said, they're strong in didactics and they're strong in their clinical fields. But their journey is just beginning, okay? Their journey is just beginning. Then over the next 5 years, this will be very quickly. They'll be doing their NCLEX. Then they'll start strengthening their skills and their knowledge as a clinical nurse as they go into the hospitals and the clinics. Then they will realize that they need to get their BSN, their bachelor's degree in nursing. And then shortly after that, they will want to get their master's degree. And then they will get their doctorate degree. And I'm not exaggerating about any of these. I expect all 11 of these to fall in that process, in that scenario. They'll be receiving a lot more honors, a lot more recognitions. Their wall is going to be full of plaques and stuff. They may even have to add another room onto their house. But they're the only ones that's going to limit themselves from growing. And from what we've seen, this group is not going to limit themselves. They're going to go for the stars. They're going to reach for the stars, and they're going to be quite successful. I know not everybody is religious, and I'm not trying to push religious propaganda on anybody tonight, but I was studying Matthew this last week, and in the very first part of Matthew, it talks about John the Baptist. He was the forerunner before Jesus came. And John made an interesting statement. John said, "I am not worthy to carry the sandals of Jesus." And I can tell you, in a period of 2 or 3 more years, I'm going to feel the same way that John does about these nursing students. Give them 3 more years in the clinical arena, and you will not be able to touch them. They're going to be so sharp. There's so much information and so much knowledge that they're going to gain over the next 3 years that I will not even be able to touch them. I will be humbled once again to be in their presence. They will be telling me things that I didn't know. And I think that is just pretty, I just think that's just pretty cool. I'm on page 3, by the way. I only have one more page left. What do I expect in the future of this group? What do I expect in the future? Well, I see big things. When I look into the crystal ball, I see that they're going to be fabulous. They're going to be successful. They're going to hurl us through this century. They're going to be leaders. They're already leaders, but they're going to be leaders. They're going to leave here and go into clinicals and be clinical nurses. But they will not be clinical nurses very long, because nursing management and administration is going to recognize their ability to succeed and to be successful and to lead. And they're going to snatch them out of those clinical scenarios, and they're going to put them in leadership positions. So they're going to grow fast, and they're going to move fast. They're going to be a part of evidence-based practice. They're going to help us learn more about evidence-based practice. There's still a lot of things that we do in clinical that we question ourselves, like, why are we really doing this? They're going to be a part of that. They're going to move us. They're going to move us into new areas. They're going to make us think differently, and that's a good thing. They're going to be a part of research. They're going to be doing research. They're going to publish. They may even write books. Now, let me just tell y'all something. If you're going to write books, remember, my name does not have an S on it, okay? Okay. They're going to be teaching in community colleges. They're going to be teaching in universities. They're going to be teaching in prestigious universities. They may even be possibly military leaders. They may even practice outside of the field of nursing. They may decide to go into law. If they go into law, they will still be our sisters. They will help us with our nursing, because we need good attorneys. We need good lawyers to help us with our nursing practice. Some of them may become doctors. They may become leaders in NLN and the American Nursing Association. They may become consultants for hospitals. Hospitals are always looking for consultants. They may be lobbyists for us. But regardless of whatever they do, you can guess that they're going to give 100%, and they're going to be the best of the best. My mother used to say that if you want to do something and you want it done right, do it yourself. Has anybody ever heard that comment? Well, I feel quite assured that if I give them a task, that they will do it, and they will do it 100%, and they will do it correctly. I don't have to worry about going back and micromanaging to see if they've done it correctly. I know that when I give them a task, I know that they're going to do it, and they're going to be very successful. Let me tell you, they're going to be very tough competition. I would not want to be their age and have to compete against these 11. Once again, they're going to be leaders. They're going to be strong. They're going to be tough. And that's what we want out there in the field of nursing. We want tough competitors. Our profession is riding on y'all. Y'all are the ones that's going to be leading us into the future. I hope you know that that's quite a task. That's quite a challenge. But you're here tonight because y'all are the ones that can do it. Y'all are the ones that want to do it. Y'all are the ones that like these kind of challenges. And that's why we're so excited to have you here with us tonight. Once again, I've said this now the 5th time. They're special. They are gifted. They have the ability to overcome strife. I don't know if any of y'all have been watching the news lately, but there's a lot of things going on in America. There's a lot of craziness that's going on in America. They're going to have to overcome that. But they have the skills, they have the knowledge, they have the ability to override that and still go forth. Tonight, I want to encourage you to not just meet your inductee that's here tonight, but I want to encourage you to shake hands with all of our inductees. And if it's comfortable for you and it's comfortable for them, I want you to give them a big hug, because they have been through a lot. I want you to understand that this 11 are the students that didn't enjoy Christmas like everybody else did. They didn't enjoy Thanksgiving like everybody else did. They didn't enjoy spring break. They didn't enjoy necessarily the summers. They didn't go to birthday parties. They didn't go to Valentine parties. They didn't go to beach parties. These were the people that were sitting at home. They were studying. They were making sure that they knew the information they need to know. They have shed blood. They have shed sweat and tears. And in many cases, they probably had diarrhea and vomiting to go along with that as well. They wouldn't be natural if they haven't. They have Duracell batteries. I'm telling you, these kids can go forever. In summary, I want to tell you something. I'm 75 years old, and I want these people on my team when I'm sick. These are the people that I want taking care of me. These are the people, when I open my eyes and I look up, these are the students that I want to see taking care of me, or any other Del Mar student. But I'll be exceptionally pleased if it's these 11. I will feel like that Allstate commercial where they say, "You're in good hands." That's how I feel about these students. I suggest tonight that you hold on to your program and you remember these 11 names, because if you go to the emergency room and they say they're going to admit you to the hospital, I would give them these 11 names and say, wherever these students are, this is where I want to go. These are who I want to take care of me tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for your attention tonight. I want you to give, please, a round of applause to our Scholastic Achievers, because they are fabulous. And as I always tell you at the end of the day, I will always love you. You will always be in my heart, and I will be watching you on Facebook. Okay? Once again, love you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Winter. Okay, so now I would like to have our student speaker come up, Jorge Ibarra. Thank you.
Greetings, family, friends, special guests, and faculty. Welcome and thank you all for attending this special occasion for the inductees of this organization. I hope that I speak for most of us when I say that I was honored upon receiving my invitation to speak at our ceremony. Initially, my perception of this organization was derived solely from academic achievement. However, my perception was swiftly evolved to understand that the purpose of this organization was to rear our future members to serve our community above the normal expectation. To do this, the members of this organization have and must continue to persevere, not only to excel in our craft, but to simultaneously develop our leadership qualities. By doing this, we will exemplify these behaviors and principles to our colleagues to provide the best possible care that our patients will require of us. These leadership qualities highlighted in these members have been in practice long before the creation of this organization. To demonstrate this, I will quote the U.S. Marine Corps 11 Principles of Leadership, which states, and I quote, "Know yourself and seek self-improvement." This is a character foundation of many who are considered for this induction. We have shown this through our veracity to improve the aspects of ourselves that may compromise us both morally and professionally. Additionally, to further elaborate on our organization's leadership qualities, it is Sun Tzu that says, "A leader leads by example and not by force." Empirically, the inductees embody that by providing community outreach and education to propel optimal well-being and preventative health maintenance. It may not be common knowledge outside the medical field, as well as maintaining the GPA required of us, the professional bearing in and out of the classroom, and our own personal well-being. It is because of these convictions we demonstrated and the affirmative guidance from the advisors, Ms. Borchardt, Ms. Keeler, or Dr. Borchardt, Ms. Keeler, and the now retired Ms. Valentine. And I can declare with complete confidence that the inductees presented in front of you will take this knowledge and principle learned and applied in the nursing field as influential team members and eventual leaders in pursuance of holistic care in whatever aspect of the nursing field they may find themselves in. In doing so, we will, without a doubt, make proud representatives of the Alpha Delta Nu Gamma Phi chapter. In conclusion, I would like to thank Del Mar College, the nursing program, and the organization for allowing me to speak on behalf of my fellow inductees. And I want to thank my parents and family for the support throughout it all. And lastly, I would like to thank Almighty God for guiding me through all the obstacles that I have overcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ibarra. And now we will have our student, Jade Velasquez, come to talk about the symbols of the nursing profession.
Good evening, friends and family. Various nurse symbols have become well known throughout the history of healthcare, many of which are recognized by most people. These symbols include the caduceus, oil lamp, nurse uniform, nurse cap, and the nursing pin. Each symbol provides a distinct meaning and purpose for those working in the healthcare industry. The caduceus, the most common and recognized as the oldest symbol dedicated to this field. It is composed of a staff entangled by two serpents and at times with wings on top. This symbol is often found on uniforms and medical equipment. The RN caduceus originated with Hermes, the Greek god. Hermes is known as the herald of the gods, and his primary role was to act as a soul guide or conductor to direct souls into the afterlife. The oil lamp. The oil lamp nursing symbol is incorporated in nursing uniforms to honor Florence Nightingale, who was dedicated and selfless in helping the victims in the Crimean War, without minding about the race, color, origin, and religion. The lamp denotes nursing customs of devotion and selfless work. It has now become synonymous with compassion, reliability, and goodwill, all attributes significant to the practice of nursing. The nurse uniform. The traditional uniform was composed of a blue dress, cap above, and a pinafore apron. It was a symbol of how dedicated the nurses were towards serving other people. It was meant to create a positive public impression and to enable patients to differentiate between the different kinds of staff in a hospital setting. The traditional nurse uniform was also derived from the habits of the caregivers of the early Christian community. Due to this, the nursing practice transitioned from being religious to a secular one. although the mode of clothing was retained until the arrival of the nursing scrubs. The nursing cap. There have been two kinds of nurse caps that were popularly used in the past: the long cap that covered all the nurse's head and the short cap that sits on top of the head. While the nurse cap helped in keeping the nurses' hair away from their faces and helped identify them as medical practitioners, they have since been stopped due to the consideration of a potential transmitter of diseases from hospitals. Nevertheless, it remains a significant nursing symbol. The nursing pin. This is a type of badge that is worn by nurses to denote the nursing school from which was attended and graduated from. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Velasquez. Now we will get ready to do the awarding of pins and cords. I can have my faculty come up, and students, if you will proceed to come up to the stage. Thank you.
Pin down. All right. Sarah Ariata. Sabrina Chapa. Heather Glue. Jordan Grove. Jorge Ibarra. Bobby Sue Jalivka. Lisa Renhel. Alexis Rendon. Misty Romo. Michelle Tucker. Jade Velasquez.
I'd like to have everybody have another round of applause for our inductees. As Florence Nightingale said, and it's in your program, nursing is an art, and it is to be made an art. It requires an exclusive devotion, as hard a preparation as any painter's or sculptor's work. And these students are future leaders to be in our community to provide health care to those members that they will be serving. This concludes our ceremony of inducting these students for all their hard work into the Alpha Delta Nu Gamma Phi Chapter Honor Society. Thank you for participating with us this evening, and you deserve a round of applause for all the support that you have provided. Thank you.